Most people think Africa is poor. That idea is wrong. Some African countries are among the richest on earth in natural resources, yet the wealth never shows in daily life for many people. What if everything you were told about Africa being poor is incomplete? What if the real story is not lack of resources, but how those resources are managed, owned, and distributed? Across Africa, there are countries sitting on oil, gold, diamonds, cobalt, uranium, gas, and some of the most valuable minerals on Earth. Yet many people still repeat the same idea that Africa is poor. This video will break that idea using real examples, real countries, and real resources. Stay until the end, because some of the richest resource nations might surprise you the most. The big misunderstanding. When people say a country is poor, they usually look at income per person or visible infrastructure. But that is not the full picture. A country can have low income levels but extremely high natural resource wealth. The gap between what is underground and what people experience above ground is where Africa's story becomes complex. Africa is one of the most resource-rich continents in the world. Yet many of these resources are exported raw, refined elsewhere, and sold back at higher prices. That is the key issue. Let's start with one of the most resource-rich countries on Earth, the Democratic Republic of Congo. This country holds massive reserves of cobalt, copper, diamonds, gold, and coltan. Cobalt is especially important today because it powers electric car batteries and smartphones. A large percentage of the world's cobalt comes from here. Without Congo, modern technology slows down. Yet despite this, many regions in the country struggle with poverty and conflict. This is the contrast people find hard to understand. How can a country so rich still face so many challenges? The answer lies in governance, extraction systems, and global demand control. Nigeria. Nigeria is one of Africa's biggest oil producers. It has massive crude oil reserves and is one of the top producers globally. Oil exports generate billions every year. Beyond oil, Nigeria has natural gas, coal, limestone, and agricultural potential. But the wealth distribution remains uneven. Some regions feel the full impact of the resource economy, others do not. This creates the illusion of poverty in a resource giant. Nigeria shows how resource wealth does not automatically equal national prosperity. South Africa. South Africa is one of the most mineral-rich countries in the world. Gold, platinum, diamonds, coal, manganese, chromium. It holds some of the deepest gold mines ever discovered. South Africa's mining sector has shaped global metal markets for decades, yet inequality remains high. The country is resource-rich, but economically divided. This makes it a key example of how resources alone are not enough. Angola. Angola is another major oil producer. After years of conflict, it rebuilt its economy using oil revenue. It also has diamonds, iron ore, and natural gas. Large parts of its income depend on oil exports. But like many resource economies, the challenge is diversification. Oil wealth has built cities, but rural areas still lag behind. Zambia and Zimbabwe. Zambia is one of the world's largest copper producers. Copper is essential for electricity, construction, and modern technology. Zimbabwe also has gold, platinum, diamonds, and lithium. Lithium is now one of the most valuable resources in the electric vehicle revolution. These countries sit on resources that global industries depend on daily. Guinea holds one of the largest bauxite reserves in the world. Bauxite is the main source of aluminum. Every airplane, car, and smartphone depends on aluminum. Yet many people have never heard of Guinea's importance in global supply chains. This is a pattern across Africa: big resources, low global awareness. Mozambique and Tanzania. Mozambique has large natural gas discoveries. Tanzania has gold, natural gas, and gemstones like tanzanite, which exists almost nowhere else in the world. These countries are becoming important energy and mineral players. Their future value is rising fast as global demand increases. Why the wealth does not show. Now the key question: if Africa is so rich in resources, why does poverty still exist in many places? There are several reasons. First, raw export systems. Many countries export raw materials instead of processing them locally. Second, foreign ownership. A large share of mining and extraction is controlled by external companies. Third, infrastructure gaps. Transport, energy, and industrial systems are still developing in many regions. Fourth, price volatility. Global commodity prices change quickly, affecting income stability. The global connection. The world depends on Africa more than most people realize. Smartphones, electric vehicles, aircraft, construction, energy systems. Many of these rely on African minerals, but value creation often happens outside Africa. That is where most profits are captured. This is why Africa is called resource-rich, but value-poor in many systems. The story is changing. More African countries are investing in local processing industries. More governments are pushing for mineral ownership reforms. More youth are entering tech, mining innovation, and energy sectors. Electric vehicles, green energy, and battery storage are increasing demand for African minerals. The next 20 years could redefine global economic power. Africa is not just a supplier. It is becoming a strategic center of global resources. Africa is not defined by poverty. It is defined by uneven development of massive wealth. The resources are real. The value is real. The challenge is how that value is controlled and shared. If you understood this video, you now see Africa differently. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Next time you hear Africa is poor, ask a simple question: poor in income or rich in resources that power the world? Share this with your friends so they can also see the real story and understand Africa beyond the surface.